So, Professor Copland, brilliant presentation. I want to ask you, how do you think disabling aphasia is, and how technology can actually improve the quality of life of this patient?
So I think aphasia is one of the most disabling conditions there is, and this is because how we communicate is who we are. So it's our identity, it's how we make relationships and friendships, it's how we work and how we live. And because it is a disability that impairs that communication, I think it has huge negative impacts. So because of this, we need to find new ways to address and treat and get people with aphasia to independently be able to manage their own rehabilitation. So there's a couple of ways that technology can do this. The first is through translating what we're currently doing into online versions. So we've been trialling some of that, and it appears to be feasible and acceptable for people with aphasia to then be accessing therapy wherever they live. And there's a lot of advantages with that in you're delivering therapy in the home. And so the activities, the goals, the involvement of the partner in the home environment makes it much more realistic and more likely to have generalisation into everyday life.
So this is basically the chat program and the TeleCHAT program, right?
That's right.
Would you like to explain a little bit better what actually they are and what you try to achieve with them?
Yeah, so this is an intensive, comprehensive aphasia program. So it involves 50 hours of treatment, both individual and group work, computer-based as well. And it treats the impairment and also the activity and participation of the individual. So they get 50 hours over 8 weeks, and it's very much related to the goals that they have for communication. So we identify what their goals are, we then map them to best evidence for what should be the treatments, and then within the TeleCHAT program, we're then looking at how those treatments can then be actually translated. And so this has been in part led by Genevieve Wong, who's done this work of identifying the tasks and the functionality required, and also Associate Professor Annie Hill, who's led the translation of the overall TeleCHAT program. And it appears that it is effective, so we have preliminary results showing that it appears equivalent to what the face-to-face chat program is finding.
Thank you very much. How do you think technology in general is important in the rehabilitation field?
I think it's very important because it's part of our everyday lives. It's increasingly becoming just commonplace. So for instance, things like Siri and automatic speech recognition in the home is now every day. But for people with aphasia, that adds both opportunities and challenges because some of the technology is not yet fit for their purpose. So recognition of aphasic speech is difficult for some of and it requires training and additional work. So I think there's lots of opportunities. I think sometimes we need to be cautious about the time it will take to get some of these benefits actually translated, and also the training for people who are treating people with aphasia in how to use the technology and how to modify it and tailor it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.